What is up everybody, Kai here, and today we will be looking at the things we can expect to see in the upcoming beta test of Star Resonance. Starting with the first content article here, the Sword and Shield known as the Aegis Fighter in Blue Protocol Japan is confirmed to return in the upcoming beta test. I figured we may have another tank coming, since we only had one up to this point, so I will definitely try this class in the upcoming beta test. I wanted to see the changes that have happened to it. Moving on, there's a new extreme space dungeon coming with a new type of dragon. It seems you can see it in the image right there. This boss will drop gear, purple and gold, as well as costume accessories. I look forward to trying this out. Of course, new content is always nice to see in the game in general and will be good for players to experience. Next up, yep, this is a pretty big one. We have life skills added in the upcoming test as well, and I feel like that's really good. It looks like there will be 8 different life skills to experience. Botany, cooking, potion brewing, alchemy, casting, which is kind of like smithing I guess, and more are included. Of course, this is a really good addition. This will be something that people will be able to use to kill time in the full release while waiting for potential new content updates if there's like downtime. I am a huge fan of this. Moving on, the combat fantasies known as Imagines in the Blue Protocol Japanese version are also changed to their old ways. These will now spawn separate from the user like it did in the Japanese version originally. This is a welcome change, which means you can do DPS or tank or heal or whatever you were doing without taking the shape of the combat fantasy itself. Alright, next up, it seems like the story changes will also be in the upcoming beta test. I can't read it myself of course, but I do not doubt they will hear feedback again from the player base if it's not up to their standards. Last time, the story was too deep or too horror-like, but this time they aimed to make it a more slice-of-life-like story. I guess we will find out what the player base thinks by the end of the test with their given feedback. And finally, for this first letter, this last bit states that you can swap between classes if you do not feel like playing, let's say, the Sword and Shield class and the playstyle is not for you. You can swap to a DPS class on the same character without having to make a new one. On top of that, you can save builds as well, meaning that if you plan to play more classes, you can swap with them every so often and save their builds when you go back to the old class. Of course, it's just a quality of life change, but a welcomed change nonetheless. Now we will move on to the next beta content letter, starting right here. They added 2 more camera modes, it seems. They added a battle camera mode, so people can take pictures together while they're in battle poses, which makes them more expressive and dynamic. There's also a multiplayer mode, so you can invite players to join your photo team, so you can take screenshots together and pose and do whatever you like. Of course, this is a good thing, since a lot of people on like Twitter and such especially really enjoy taking screenshots together in their spare time and, you know, post it on there. Moving on, up next we have the Roulette view. It's basically a bunch of shortcuts for emotes, quick messages, props, and more. You can have a total of 3 roulette wheels that you can swap between, and you can assign a total of 24 different things. Essentially, it's another quality of life. I never have used this personally in the previous test at all, because I remember it existed back then too, but I'm sure it will be helpful for other players. However, I may consider using it myself for the props too. Up next, a few brand new maps have opened. Supposedly the one in the image, which is like a blue forest area, as well as a supposed new underground area. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I love exploring new areas, and now with the flying that they have in the game too, should be a lot of fun to just fly around and explore the areas. And maybe we will see more about these areas during the live stream on the 23rd of April that we have to be expecting. So we will see how that will pan out. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. It seems like we can now use emotes anywhere and dance in sync essentially anywhere. It used to be only outside of the development bureau where you would like dance in sync, but now you can dance in sync from any location, and you can do this with friends or randoms or whoever you like. Just a little quality of life for people, those who enjoy going around areas with a group of friends or randoms, you know, just hanging out, emoting, dancing, whatever they feel like doing. Next up, more side quests have been added. The new unlocked areas, as well as the older areas that we had in the previous test, have now more side quests, which means there's more side stories and more XP to gain, and we can't say no to that. It will be nice to see what side quests were added, also of course a welcomed type of extra content that players can enjoy and kill time with if they feel like doing it. Moving on, there are now expressions that you can have above your character. It's basically a way for people to show their mood in game. Of course, you can use the roulette wheel for this as well, supposedly, to like quickly swap channels and stuff like that they are mentioning and hint it to other players. I think it's a neat little thing, a little quality of life as well. But you know, it's completely fine for people to like show off their mood and see what they're up to, I guess. Next up are the toys. They added toys for people to interact with, such as a swimming pool, a trampoline, and some type of block that can be aerial. I guess you have to try these out in game to see what they will feel like in game. Of course, more interactive stuff is good for players, which means they will have even more things to do, and more things to do when they hang out with their friends or find random people, you know, things like that. And spawning a swimming pool out of nowhere is quite something, I have to say. And finally, they added more diverse daily quests to the development bureau. This is of course nice to have more variety for players rather than doing the same daily quest over and over and over. Last beta it felt like there were very few daily quests, so this is a nice improvement because I feel like it was a bit too little last time, where I was doing at least the same one once every day. Overall, I think that all of these changes coming in the upcoming tests look very good for the game. It seems like Bakura is really trying their best, and we will see that more clearly when we are playing the test ourselves too, as well as maybe some of you. With that being said, that is it for this video. I will mention that I am in the upcoming beta test, so if you are not in yourself, or you are in and you want to play with me as well, please subscribe. You can catch my content live on April 24th. I will also be live on April 23rd, live streaming the live stream and reacting to it. So we will see what will be in there as well. Also, please remember to like and comment in this video if it was informational or helped you out at all. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.